changes. I don't know everything, but I know a lot. But there is a second source that actually is very good when it comes to leaking Sony sensor information, that made a list of possible camera releases of 2024, and it includes a couple of surprises that I didn't mention in my previous videos. In some way I hope I'm wrong and he's right, because some of what he's telling is quite exciting, and I want to walk you through the list right now. But before that, a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. The Chinese leaker is named E8M and he is active on Weibo, and in those past years I learned a lot of info from him when it comes to Sony sensors and other manufacturers. He is very accurate on that, and he knows a lot about what's coming from Sony when it comes to sensors. And based on what he knows what's coming on the sensor front, he made a possible guess of what to expect on the camera front. This is a guess and not rumor, so he didn't get any info about the camera releases from his sources. He only knows about sensors, and he made 1 + 1 + 1, and he believes that there is a fair chance we can get those kind of cameras. So I repeat, this is not a reliable list. My list is more reliable, but I hope he's spot on some of those cameras. So let's walk through the list. The first camera to be announced would be the ZV-E10 II, and it would feature the same A6700 sensor. I do believe he's right, also because I mentioned this earlier, that we are likely to get a new ZV-E10 II in early 2024. The second camera that is coming in 2024 is a camera that I don't think is coming, but I hope he's right. It's the A7V, and in his opinion the A7V would feature a new 49 megapixel sensor, and I hope he's right. I wonder if it makes sense for Sony to make such a jump in terms of megapixel resolution. I don't think it's going to happen, and it also sounds like very close to the same resolution of the Sony A1, which has a 50 megapixel sensor. So maybe this is the same or a variation of that A1 sensor. That would be quite an amazing sensor to put into a entry-level full-frame camera from Sony. I hope he's right. I would love to get this, but I do believe this camera is not coming. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's hard for me to believe that the A7V is coming 2024, and moreover that it would use such a 49 megapixel sensor. The third camera that will be coming, in his opinion, is the A6200 with the same A6700 26 megapixel sensor. I didn't get any info about such a model, and I think it's unlikely, because in the past years we learned from Sony that they have a completely different strategy when it comes to aps-c. They tend to release a new higher-end model and then cut the prices of the previous model so that they fill the mid and low-end range without to release a completely new low-end model. And I don't think nobody really misses a A6200. I don't know if you would love to get an entry-level aps-c camera. Moreover, we are getting a new ZV-E10 II aps-c E-mount camera. This is very likely to happen, so it makes some sense for me to get the A6200. The next camera that would be announced is the A7S4. This is what he says, and I do believe there is a fair chance that this is a camera that we are definitely getting in 2024, also because it's now 4 years that the A7S III is on the market. We're getting a new firmware update for the A7S III in March, which kind of points into the direction that the A7S4 will not be announced the first half of the year. But it would make sense for Sony to release a new model, and according to the Chinese leaker, it would feature a new 40 megapixel sensor with a completely new processing engine. I don't have as of now confirmation that this is going to happen, but this is all wild guesses and wild rumors. My trusted sources still didn't confirm that the A7S4 is coming in 2024. There will be some alpha cameras, but they didn't mention the names yet, probably because Sony is very secretive, so they have to wait until a couple of more people know about the camera to confirm or deny to me that this camera is coming. But it doesn't sound like this camera is coming anytime soon for sure, so don't expect the A7S4 the next couple of months. It's not going to happen. As soon as I have more about this, I will make a new video, so please, again, another reason to subscribe to the channel. The next camera that would be announced according to that source is actually super exciting. It would be the FX3 II. As you know, the FX3 is nearly 3 years old, so it would make sense to update the camera. And the source also did mention 3 key info about the camera. It would keep the same 12 megapixel resolution as of the FX3. I don't know if the sensor would be new or the same, but the other 2 features are quite nice. First of all, the FX3 II, according to him, would get an electronic ND, something that only very high-end camcorders from Sony do have, so it would be quite a stunner if a low-end, affordable FX camera would get electronic ND. It would make it an instant popular, hot-selling camera that kills all other cine cameras on the market in that price segment. And the other feature the FX3 II would get would be IBIS, and this is also welcoming news. I just don't see all those features coming inside the FX3 II, electronic ND and IBIS. That would be quite amazing. But Sony, if that's your plan, go ahead, I'm all for it. Now the next camera that would be announced in 2024 according to the source, the last camera that would be announced in 2024 would be the A1II. He didn't share any info about the possible specs, but I do believe that the A1II will be announced after the A7S4, and at best we are getting it in November 2024, more likely early 2025. But again, if you want reliable info, then watch my previous video where I clearly shared the rumors I got for the 2024 roadmap when it comes to cameras and lenses. And I think that roadmap is 80-90% correct. There is some room for surprises. That's something I learned, but I don't want to spoil you too much because yes, there will be something more, but I didn't get info about what to expect, and I don't want to let you down with some A6200 rumor that nobody cares about. So let's wait. And I have some reliable camera and lens rumors that I can share soon. So again, if you want to hear about reliable info, then you definitely have to, first of all, like this video to help me to get a boost on the YouTube algorithm so that I get some views for the work I do, and also subscribe to the channel, obviously, to not miss any of the upcoming videos. So folks, that's it for today. Expect me to soon share some very reliable rumors, and I see you soon, folks.